So we have arrived at the MMO staple, the character customization screen, Chris. We've got a lot of options unique to each of the classes, so you're not going to see a sorceress's hairdo copy-pasted across onto a guardian.
And definitely not onto a warrior.
No, unfortunately not yet onto a warrior. We're going to see the hairstyles at first. They're ranging from the very glamorous, the very beautiful and hair flicky, to something a little tidier, maybe more battle appropriate, to something frankly...
It's completely inappropriate for combat.
She has a sense, Chris. She can see. She'll be fine. We're going to take something a little more normal, if we can call it that. I do quite like that too. And of course, you can cycle it through any number of slightly natural, beautiful ginger, to outlandish green and everything in between. We're going to settle on something a little more human, perhaps. Moving swiftly on.
There's a number of different facial constructs as well. So you can choose between these kind of more blank or more stern, traditionally elven sort of faces, these cartoonish kind of gazes to just, she was a little bit angry, man.
She was a little bit angry.
She was a little bit angry. To these very soft faces. You can also choose a variety of different presets for skin color.
Right.
So you have some more traditional skin colors. And some just absolute... You made Smurfette. That is Smurfette.
We made a Smurfette. Let's roll Smurfette.
Some very outlandish and different kind of color styles.
Yeah.
Depending on what you personally want to play.
Yeah, exactly. In addition to this, as we were saying, each of the presets, they're class specific, so you're not going to get them copy-pasted across. Each of the eye selections are the same deal. We're moving from something quite human away to something a little bit more elven, something a bit cat-like, that's kind of cool, to something terrifying.
Absolutely demonic.
Beautiful in its own way. We're maybe not going to roll something as scary for this view because we don't want to scare away our Twitch viewers. So we're going to settle on something slightly more humane for the eye selection. Another aspect of customization, the one that's unique to the class, again, they're the tattoos.
So again, a lot of these are personally like class specific. So you won't find these very scary vampire kind of eyes.
Beautiful.
Or the vampire lips on the sorceress, for example.
No, exactly. They're going to have a different set of tattoos that are sort of thematically assigned to that class.
Like being in the Kiss Army.
Like being in the Kiss Army. Who wouldn't?
So something to walk away from this if you're into numbers, and because there are like concerns about customization and stuff like that, is we did some number work, and I hate numbers, so you're welcome for this. There are 157 million possible combinations if you roll something completely different time and time again. So assuming that people don't mind rolling Smurfette, and I'm sure they don't. Like,
I would have rolled the first Smurfette.
Lock the name in now. Secure your name for CBT. So again, provided you don't mind rolling Smurfette, you have these options, and it would take over 157 million players before you came across someone who looks like you. And that's before you even start talking about sliders.
Of course we've got sliders. The way you'll arrive at your perfect chosen body proportions in Echo of Soul, it's by, you can scale up the entire body size together and then increase or reduce the leg proportion. So you're going from something slightly more dwarven or gnome-like to something slightly more elven and graceful and leggy. And of course, where would you be in an MMO without the option to do
big head mode?
Big head mode. Big head mode versus little head mode, depending on what it is that your preference is. We're going to go with middle of the road because we don't want to freak too many people out, but you have the option to freak people out if that's what you would prefer to do.
So that's your locked-in customization, and that's your character. Something nice about the Echo of Souls character creation is you can get a look at some of the outfits and costumes that'll be available like throughout your journey and that you'll collect while playing.
Exactly. Like a lot of the gear you pick up in game looks pretty amazing itself, but if you want the option to increase your customization, a purely aesthetic addition is the use of a costume. Now, these vary across the classes. You're going to have a lot of cool stuff we have already got in-game. We've got more stuff coming after launch. In addition to the costumes themselves, you can also layer up with accessories. Again, these are purely if you just want an extra layer of customization, in addition to everything else we've already talked about, Chris. We've got some beautiful headgear on display here.
And some serious pirate hats. But wearing the gear also alters your character because you've got hat hair.
We have got hat hair. As you'll see, we go from the beautiful bouffant we picked out earlier on to something that will fit kindly under the hat. But let's let the hair be free for now. The other type of accessory that's available in game, and the one that's unique to each class, is there's an accessory that is class specific. So in the instance of the Guardian here, we have wings. You're not going to see a rogue or a sorceress rocking the wings. This is something that's only available for a Guardian. So the warrior has a Herculean sort of cape, the rogue is rocking a stylish scarf, and so on and so on. It's
basically like a giant come find me in PvP. Like, I have these big wings, guys, I'm right here.
Look at me, we've managed to create a Valkyrie. Spectacular. But let's not draw a huge amount of attention to ourselves at the start of the game, and let's rock on. Let's see if somebody has taken the name Chris. Name is available, Chris. Awesome.
I was taking all the anime names for beta test. There will be no Asunas or Kiritos when I'm done. They're all mine.